All right. Guys, I want to welcome everyone to the Thales Community Call, edition number 4. We are pretty excited for this one. Our team seems to be really growing with every call. And our last call was on September 8th, so it's been a long time since our last one. I want to thank everyone who's joining this today, and also a shout out to my colleagues, the Thales Code contributors, for like all the effort they put into during this year on all the initiatives that we've done. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them and just tell them, guys, that it's awesome working with you. I want to start this community call by doing a small recap, and obviously trying to summarize what we've been doing during the since the last community call and up until this one. I usually will go briefly with some milestones that we've checked during the line, so we can be in tune with what's gonna be discussed today. So after the last community call, there are many things that happened. I was writing about them. We initiated the Thales Dodo dual rewards. We also started the synthetics ongoing distribution. That was a big one for the synthetics community that we're always very happy to have with us. We started translation for the website, so that was an initiative to bring Thales to more markets globally, and we already have the Chinese and Russian translation on the website. We pioneered it with new markets, specifically with the burnt ETH and the flippening markets. Those were provided by Chainlink and was a joint effort with them. And both of those had specific markets in the first Thales trading competition. That was also something that we did during this since the last community call. That was fun also. So some shout outs to the champions. I can see in the two of the champions of that trading competition, Sprig and Descartes, on the audience. So cheers, guys, for that accomplishment. We also, after that, we rolled out the Thales native staking, and that's a big part of what we're doing today, continuing with the first Thales Council election that's gonna be using those Thales staked for voting power. Pat's gonna be speaking about that at the end of the call. We also continued, and this is important, constantly iterating the platform and Thales DApp based on users' feedback, and I think this is something that is important to remark. As I don't know, guys, I've seen other DeFi platforms, and I am a heavy DeFi user too, and Thales platform really, at least from my point of view, stands out as really incorporating what people think it could be best, and just trying out things. So I think it's important to just highlight that we do iterate with the community. We wrote one blog post called A New Chapter, and that's after one of the Core contributors, as you know, went rogue and deleted the old Discord. That also happened between last community and this one, and we had to enter a phase of rebuilding. And now we can probably say that our Discord has more members than the old one, so that's cool too. And obviously, for those that want to read more about what happened and stuff, maybe someone can link the blog post on the community call channel. But if they want to read more about that, there's a detailed blog post. After that, and with the rebuild and reconstruction, we went into the new initiatives, and that was Thales Royale. And Thales Royale was really a blast for those that participated, and we really had a really fun week when we were playing with that one. And also one of the other initiatives that started during this last month was A Tale of Thales. That's an initiative that started as a community initiative pioneered by Sanguine. He was a Thales community member, and he started developing this on his own with community, with the Core contributors' feedback, and in the end, Sanguine joined as a Core contributor and developed this that he's going to show us a little sneak peek after I'm done rambling here. And the last thing that I want to point out, it was very important in our last developments, was the Thales white paper, and I really commend Patsang for writing it and just putting so much time into it, and I really think it's a piece of beauty. So kudos to you, mate, for writing that, and I really encourage everyone that hasn't read our white paper to read it, because it's very important in what we're pivoting and trying to do with pari-mutual markets. So I've spoken a lot, and I apologize if this was like a not so brief summary of what we accomplished during the last month. But we are not sitting around not doing anything. We just keep grinding. And speaking about the last initiatives that were started, I wanna give the mic to Sanguine so he can show us a little bit about A Tale of Thales, totally not a game initiative, and he can speak more about it. Sanguine, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, thanks.
Yes,
I just want to point out, as you will be sharing your screen, I don't remember the exact number, but there's a limit on how many people can join the stream to watch it. So to all of those that don't make the cut, know that there will be a video recording soon after. So just hold your horses for a few more hours, and the core team will not join the stream to allow more room. But yeah, I still think it's likely to hit the cap. Go ahead, Sanguine. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, we'll start by sharing my screen so everyone can see. Let me confirm if you can see.
I'm not allowed to join.
Okay.
Let's see what the community says. Yeah, we
Come
can
on,
see it.
then.
Go ahead.
You can do it.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, first I will start with a brief introduction because maybe not everyone knows me. I'm Sanguine. I'm a core contributor that joined Thales like 1 month ago. And basically, I've been working in this initiative, the A Tale of Thales. Yeah, I have 10 years of game development experience, so that also helps a lot. And basically, I'm going to explain basically what this project is about, because I think that until now we only share like some screenshots and some GIFs, but we didn't explain still what it is. So basically, when many times we joke that it's not a game, and this is partially true because it is a game, but it's more than a game, because we have like two main objectives with this project that I'm going to explain, and these are divided into phases. One of them is the MVP phase, and the other one is the long-term vision. The MVP, it's really close to finish, maybe some weeks away, and when it's finished, it will be shared with all the people so everyone can try it out. I will also move around a little bit so you can see. Basically, this is like the old town of Miletus, where Thales the philosopher used to live in his time. So with this game, we on the MVP we want to explain the story of Thales the philosopher in a fun way, and this is like the one of the objectives. And also we want to be like a fun tutorial to onboard new users into Thales platform. So this is why we will introduce some concepts, some concept of binary markets one by one in the game, because this is like the main mechanic of the game, the binary markets. That way it ties really good into Thales platform itself. So you can see here that there's a chapter here that it's the scribe, and when you talk to him, you can buy some binary options. For example, this is olive presses because this ties into the story, the original story of Thales, and you can see like the current price, the strike price, and you can see that the interface is very similar to the Thales platform. This is intentional because we want it to be like a tutorial, and we will introduce concepts one by one. So this way it's like some projects have a testnet where you can try with fun money. So we will have like a game that it's like a controlled experience where we can introduce the concepts one by one and people can understand how binary markets work. So for example, if I buy some long options, you will see here on the right upper corner that I have 456 long options in the olive presses market. And basically, not everything is done yet for the MVP, but this is like the basic concept. You will be talking with the characters that will give you hints. You can see that there are some characters here, and I will not talk to them because I don't want to spoil anything. because there's a lot of Easter eggs and funny things. So you have to play the game to discover those things. Basically, this is like it works really similar to the Thales platforms, where when you have some options, then they mature and you exercise them, and if you go above a certain amount of SUSD, then you go to the next level, and if you fail, you need to repeat the level. Yeah, so basically this is the concept for the MVP, and then I will explain a little bit about the long-term vision. This is like after the MVP is finished and we share it with the community, we will start working on the long-term one. And the long-term one is even less like a game, because it's like our connection of Thales platform with the metaverse. And this means that actions that happen in the blockchain will affect the game. Like, for example, if you are a Thales staker, it will have some repercussion in what you see in the game. Or if you have some NFT, you will see it reflected in the game. And also, actions that you do in the game will affect the blockchain. So it's like another way to interact with the platform. That way, we have like a different interface that connects the metaverse with DeFi, because the Thales platform is DeFi, and this way we connect it with the metaverse. So they just have like a fun way of interacting with the platform. And we think that this will be really interesting and innovative to onboard also new users that maybe are not as interested to DeFi, and they are more interested into the metaverse and NFTs. And this way we connect with that community. And basically the goal with that is to achieve the vision that Thales has of making the DeFi fun. Yeah, basically this is like a brief summary of what we have in mind. Yeah, I can pass the mic back to the monkey, and we will keep you updated with all the new additions that we make to the game. And when the MVP is finished, we will share it with the community so everyone can play. So I hope you are excited to try it out.
Man, I personally am excited. That's, well, I cannot say. Maybe we have kids here, but I'm pretty excited about this again, and that's an awesome presentation, mate.
Yeah, and just to emphasize, like, we will also have some nice cameos in there and some nice Easter eggs, so to say. So keep your eyes out, people.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we will have some characters in there that maybe you will recognize from, I don't know, DeFi, landscape and stuff. Okay. Thank you, Sanguine, for that presentation. I think it was great, and people are really excited in the chat. After this, we will continue with the next the other new iteration that was like a blast and a hit within the Thales community, and that will be Thales Royale, and that's in charge of my mate Pats. Pats, you ready?
Yep, ready. And yeah, I will just talk about the Thales Royale, the overall feedback of the first iteration, and what's the next step, like what's the plan. So yeah, I'm not sure if I should also share my screen for maximum impact. And basically, don't worry guys, if you are out of the limit of 50 people or so, you can just see, like, you can see on the video everything I shared. So basically, like, first iteration of Thales Royale finished exactly 1 week ago. It was free to play. It was held on Optimistic Core network, and it was like the first showcase of Thales L2 experience, so to speak. And the main idea with the concept of Thales Royale is to provide a sort of like a novel gamified approach to our markets, or our like prediction markets, and hopefully we get more people familiar with the core concept of trading on Thales, while also having fun at the same time. So that's the general idea behind Thales Royale. And yeah, in this first testnet Royale, we were using ETH price for the competition. We had like 10K Thales prize pool and 6 rounds. We had 6 rounds that each lasted like 24 hours. Each round had 8 hours of positioning time, during which participants could choose their position, like up or down. And after positioning time, there was 16 hours of waiting time for resolution of the markets. And after those 16 hours elapsed, the snapshot of the ETH price was taken and compared to the initial strike price, and that determined like if the participant went forward or he was eliminated, so to say. And yeah, we had a total of 2007 participants, and yeah, but not all of them were positioned for the first round. And pretty quickly, with the volatility of like crypto markets, people started like number of alive people started to diminish, as you can see. Like you can see in the first round, we had like 1,421 people eliminated. Then the next one we had almost half, and so on and so on. Some rounds were a bit like exciting and like not. We didn't know, like it was not easy to guess correctly, while other ones were pretty clear with some deep like space between the strike price and the final price. But I don't know, maybe most of you know, but the last round was like super crazy. But nevertheless, like yeah, after we researched and banned some evident cyber accounts and some cheaters, so to say, that was totally expected, by the way. And yeah, we were left with 8 legitimate winners that took the boosted prize of 1,000 Thales. If we didn't ban anyone, the prize would be like 666 Thales per winner. That's a nice evil number. And after we removed all the cyber, like evident cyber attackers, we agreed to boost the rewards for 1,000 Thales per winner. And the extra 2,000 Thales tokens from the prize purse were airdropped to Thales Royale feedback providers on Discord to show appreciation for all of their input. And the overall feedback was really good. People seemed to really like the Thales Royale experience, and it was really well received. It was a wild ride from start to finish, and yes, the final round was the craziest. Like I even drew this chart to showcase how crazy it was. So the round opened here, and the whole time like 70% of the last round participants went like down, went full bear mode. And at the final stretch, like at the final couple hours, we saw some big green candles that eliminated all the bears for like 75 cents. And after that like pump, Ethereum went straight down. So that's also really funny to me, so to say. And yeah, it just shows how fun this whole gamified experience can be. Yeah, and regarding the future of Thales Royale, Daniel authored this tip 13 that kind of proposes, so to say, where we see this heading, like at least for the next step. So we are planning to deploy Thales Royale contract on Optimism mainnet, if this vote passes governance, of course. And yeah, the Royale will be initially rolled out in the same form as the first testnet competition, but only with added functionality of a buy-in. And subsequent L2 mainnet Royales will be incentivized from the treasury early on. So we are planning to have like at least maybe 6 Thales Royale events, as it was written here, that will be boosted with 1,000 SUSD from the Thales treasury, so 1,000 each. Each will be played speculating on the price of ETH. Each Royale will start on a Monday at the same time as before, like 1600 UTC, and on a bi-weekly basis. So like the subsequent Thales Royale event will start 2 weeks after the previous one. And 6 Thales Royale events will be subsidized from the treasury. Sign-up phase will last 3 days, and after it ends, each Royale will last for 6 rounds as the testnet one. And each round will last 24 hours with the same 8-hour positioning phase and a 16-hour resolution phase. We decided like the optimal buy-in is 20 SUSD because it makes sense with balancing out the gas cost on Optimism, and also to provide like a small amount so we draw in as much participants as possible. And yeah, it will be the same mechanism as before, and there are some intricacies that if there is only a single person alive, after a certain round, he is declared winner and the Royale is stopped. Like the last alive person doesn't need to go full length of 6 rounds. And if everyone is eliminated, like if every participant at a certain round chooses one position and they all get eliminated, they are all kind of declared winners. We also had that thought to remove that edge case. And yeah, like winners will split the pot and be able to claim their SUSD share from the pot directly from the contract. And this way, the Royale is a seasonal event and users can navigate through past seasons and view all the previous results. By default, the current season will be presented in the UI. And yeah, we call Thales Royale event is what we call the entirety of the sign-up phase and all 6 rounds. And yeah, this is still a draft phase. It is all still up for like governance input and feedback, but yeah, we can see a pretty clear picture of what's ahead with this one, I guess. And yeah, I guess that's about it.
Yeah, as Pat said, this is as a draft, and obviously community input is welcome in this one. You can find in the threads that Big P started, and you can just comment onto this and just give our feedback. But we are thrilled to just have more iteration of Thales Royale. That's the thing we want to communicate here. And thank you, Pat, for that breakdown. If I don't know if anyone else from the Core contributors want to speak a little more or something related to Thales Royale, or we move on to the next point.
I guess people would be curious when it's going live. Yeah, it's hard to say if we're going to make it this year, as we are focused on just rolling out the protocol, which as it is now on layer 1 in addition with AMM, but yeah, very soon definitely we'll start the seasons, and yeah, per this tip have one every 2 weeks, or yeah, if it gets fine-tuned, then whatever the council votes in.
Yep, and
Cool.
I also
thank you,
want
Dan.
I also want to thank Big Penny for his input on tip 13 that we also use to modify our specification part. And yeah, we invite everyone to provide that type of input, as it's really valuable to us. And yeah, we want to encourage people to do exactly that. So thanks, Big Penny.
Yeah, thank you, Big Penny. That now it has changed its name to Chadistoteles, so you have to be in tune with the game. But we all know it's you, Big Penny. And now we're gonna take this time and move on to the next topic. And as Dan is muted, he can continue with the Thales protocol L2 deployment. Dan.
Thanks. The tips. Sorry, Pat. Since you're already sharing, I guess you can just, or maybe you have already switched to the tip regarding the L2 deployment, which is also proposed, or at least in draft, and to be proposed to the council soon. Yeah, we are very keen to basically roll out this year. I mean, I can say that we are aiming for next week, at doing our best to just make it through, even though it does require some extra work these days. We want to deploy the contracts, well, not as they are on layer 1. There are some changes. We have a tip 8 where we introduced a custom price feed, so we don't depend on synthetics anymore. And if synthetics decides to not support a certain synth like we had before with, for example, Curve or Uni, Thales is completely decoupled now. To be honest, there's nothing left now that ties Thales contracts to synthetics apart from the usage of SUSD. So yeah, we can roll out our own assets as long as they are supported with Chainlink. But we are also working on a TVAP variant for layer 2, where yeah, for example, we could support Lyra using Uniswap TVAP without having to necessarily have a Chainlink feed. Still in progress, but just putting it out there that we are working on many areas to expand the offering. So we want to roll out the contracts as described in this SIP. We want to roll out the contracts that are called binary options. We are planning a rebrand, but maybe a few words later about that. There's a note there in the tip as well about the limit order provider. I want to use the chance to thank 0x and Nikita, who has been an awesome community member. Unfortunately, we couldn't get enough certainty about when 0x will be made available on Optimism. So we decided to try to integrate 1inch, which was made available to us. We managed to integrate it successfully. So we are now in a position that we can deploy our protocol with limit orders supported by 1inch. Doesn't mean that we won't support also 0x or just support both of them or whatever the future holds. But for now, we don't want to just wait anymore. We want to roll it out with what's available to us on Optimism. We also want to include the new contract, which is called Thales AMM, to provide some out-of-the-box liquidity. We ran some internal testing today. We are very happy with how it's looking, how it's working. So it's looking promising with regards to deploying next week or like next week, as I was saying. We'll need to fine-tune some variables as to how big the cap would be per market, how many markets we roll out initially. We are thinking of targeting the same markets as Lyra has, which would be very convenient to kind of hedge between the two. So you can use one to hedge the other or vice versa. So yeah, just considering all the nuances, but it's looking quite good. And I think the UX of just having out of the box, Uniswap experience where you can just say buy or sell and have some liquidity. Granted, not something that would satisfy Whale's appetite early on, but still probably enough to support 90+% of the users. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Once we have that wrapped up, we'll look into rolling out Thales Royale on Optimism. We are also looking into rolling out token and staking, just wrapping up audits right now. This is something we need to coordinate very heavily with the new council. So it's not something just that core contributors can do proactively. So I think it needs a lot of discussion, but I think that's the next topic on our agenda. Yeah, and just a bit more about the roadmap. We're also planning, as I said, a rebrand and a redesign, something Paj and Igor will be showing later. We are planning sport markets, sport feeds, sport Thales Royale. We've spoken with Chainlink and they are targeting January for some sport feeds rollout on Optimism. Yeah. When Optimism kind of mitigates the issue with timestamps, we can also target some shorter royales, some speed markets where maybe you can just, speculate on the price of an asset 5 minutes from now instead of the current format with longer times. So yeah, that's, let's say, near term. Long term, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, sorry, Daniel. I may add that we plan also to have a Thales exchanger. So once we roll out the token on Optimism, we can the users can exchange the Thales tokens one-to-one with the Optimistic tokens, and they will be bridged directly to the Optimism network. Just to add on top of you.
Yeah, well, that was the next item on the agenda. So I wanted to give the mic to you if you want to have something more to say with regards to that.
That's basically ready and it's already tested. So as soon as we onboard on Optimism, this will be the feature already available for all the users and all the token holders of Thales. So practically with a single transaction, they will bridge the tokens directly to Optimism without the need of using the gateway that Optimism is providing.
Thanks, cool. So maybe just a few words on that. Technically speaking, I don't know, Pat, you probably don't have the blog post at hand, but a while back we explained that we mistakenly locked about 16 million dailies in a contract that was supposed to go to core contributors. A very elegant way to mitigate that is rolling a new token, but without affecting existing holders in any sense. We'll just create this seamless bridge that does one-to-one replacement and migrates the percent new token, but it's the same token with the one-to-one exchange to Optimism. So just want to be like fully transparent there. Again, nothing affecting the UX really, as we will ensure the dApp supports everything you need there. But technically, it would be a different contract address for the new token. Regarding generally rolling out dailies, the token on Optimism, there are some things happening in parallel there. We are talking to, we are considering how to incentivize liquidity. We've seen what Lyra is doing with UniV3, with infinite range, 0 to infinity. I'm not sure that's I understand that's what's available right now, but we are hoping that when tomorrow the whitelisting is removed from Optimism, we'll have more options. You all know that we worked and had great cooperation with Dodo on layer 1. Dodo is interested in deploying to Optimism. Maybe we can do a similar incentive on layer 2 with double rewards for a simpler pool. And one perk of using such a pool is that it's easily supported by Olympus Pro program, so that we can also introduce bonds using that Olympus Pro program. And yeah, Olympus has reached out and they are interested in doing such a program on Optimism. However, as I was saying, there are nuances as to how we want to build liquidity on layer 2 and when is a good time to start staking without kind of affecting layer 1 staking and building enough liquidity. So yeah, just those things. I feel that the new council is probably, it makes sense that the new council just considers and figures out a more detailed plan on how to do that exactly. That was it.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. And just so everyone in the committee is aware, you can start posting questions, and just we'll at the end we will have our questions and answers, and we will try to answer as many questions as you have. So you can just start typing them, and if they are not answered at the end, just bring them back, and we will do that. Continuing with the agenda, we have this the website redesign, and that's going to be in charge of Igor and Patsan to talk about whenever you guys are ready.
So regarding the redesign of the dApp first. First, I would like to say community feedback was made our UX research job a lot easier. So we kept in mind onboarding and usability a lot more with this update. Those two were the most common user experience problems. So regarding information architecture, new dApp layout is changed so that all the most important interface elements are now above the fold. Navigation between pages and hierarchy of elements, we focused efforts on clearing the clutter, so making the whole UI smoother. Finding information you need on a page will be easier. Managing and tracking position will also be a lot easier. We kept our dark color scheme, but there's going to be a light version. Also, the market overview page that you're seeing now was the first one that needed overhaul because there's the main landing page when the new user connects to Thales the app. From it, you can see we are making a new design system so that interactions is a lot easier for the users, and also our developers are happier when working on the new features. User flow through the app is much smoother, so there is no more redundant trading market and regular market split. As I said, accessibility was the main focus, making it easier for a new user to interact with the app. All the markets can be accessed via the widgets that display all the most important pieces of information regarding the market at a glance. Every call to action or active element is also highlighted. And Awesome. Another new functionality is addition of a trading profile page. This page displays all our markets, open orders, history of trading, etc. Also, it displays an amount of SUSD we have in our wallets and the amount of SUSD allocated. You can see in this beautiful pie chart. Now we can track our positions a lot easier. A page that community feedback highlighted as the most problematic was a trading page for the specific market. So again, we kept in mind that all the most important information is about the fold, and if the user wants and needs, he can expand his search. The main focus was the trade input widget. But the buying and selling were merged, and now it's in one place. Also, switching from the order book to AMM trading is done from the same interface. You might also notice that the header space is much more clear. That's why all the information are moved to the new wallet menu model. It gives us portfolio value at a glance, wallet information, language, theme, and network switches. We are keeping in mind the responsive design when we are designing the interface elements, so we can reuse and speed out the mobile implementation, creating the mobile first principle because most of users are on the mobile anyway. So our aim is to make onboarding a lot easier in the future with this UI update. So that's it from my side.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
And
people really digging the new UI.
yeah, and I can also share a little teaser of something also amazing that the designer crew is working on, and that is a full redesign of the front page also. And yeah, I'll just share my screen to kind of share that also. And yeah, so here, if you don't see this, if we are above the limit of 50 people, like you will be able to see on the video, no worries. And yeah, so basically Thales started as a binary option spin-off. It was seeded by Synthetics, and now it's time to kind of scale. And Thales is scaling to a protocol focused on pari-mutual markets to kind of escape the limitations of binary options. And basic explanation of pari-mutual markets is that in a pari-mutual market, users place their buy-ins in some pot, or in our case, some smart contract, and winners get to split the pot. So basically, that's the kind of simplest possible explanation, and it's not bound by the term of binary options. So we are focusing on that as the next step of Thales. And yeah, this new front page redesign is focused to emphasize exactly that and to prioritize users onboarding in the most streamlined way. We have like clear texts and clear graphics with straight to the point explanations, and they are designed to make a new user comfortable with the Thales brand and the Thales experience. So yeah, for those of you that are watching, like it's a simple theme that is straight to the point. We have this constellation here that in the future will be animated with all the planets and the celestial bodies revolving, so to say. And yeah, so basically we'll have some brief explanations of what exactly is the Thales platform, how does it work, what do we leverage, what do we utilize, how is it structured regarding the governance and basically governing the protocol, and why does it matter, like what's the idea and what is our goal. And we will have all the initiatives here on display that I'm sure will only expand as time goes on. We have like Thales DAP, and Thales Royale, and Tale of Thales that you had a chance to see before. All the integrations we will roll out with 1-inch order books. Synthetics, SUSD, and Chainlink price feeds are kind of the main integrations. Also, this just to emphasize that this will all be kind of subject to change as the time goes by and design rolls out further. But yeah, this is kind of initial idea we wanted to share with you guys. Some scroll wheel of the blog posts, some FAQ questions, and yeah, like we are pretty excited by this whole new redesign, the rebrand, and the whole new refreshed experience of Thales, basically.
Pat, can you scroll up? Yes, yeah. I wanted you to scroll up and just to contribute a little bit. I think it's important for people to know that we decided to change some words on the landing page, and that's to kind of reflect the current state of Thales. And if you read above the fold, it says predict, participate, and have fun. Because with the latest iterations, a fail of Thales with what's being shared and the people actively participating in Thales Royale, even when they were dead, even after they were eliminated, they keep participating, they keep engaging, they keep giving their feedback. We got like 50 people giving their feedback. So we understood one thing: people want to have fun.
Pretty awesome page. I think it captures our current scaling movement. I love how Igor did a few Easter eggs. Like if you scroll a bit down, you can see like the lady on the first image is pointing up, and the one below that is pointing down in, as we will call the new positions, up or down. So yeah, amazing work, Igor, and of course Ivana.
Yeah, really like the final product.
I got disconnected a little bit, sorry guys. I just wanted to say that if we didn't got understood, that that's a kind of our aim now, that people participate and have fun, and that's we want more people engaging with the DAO and just helping us out with the initiatives.
Yeah, and thank you, Big Penny, for reminding me. And dark mode will also be available on release. We also like keep in our hearts the health of our fellow community members and their eyes.
Yes, for sure. We are always taking our community members into account, and yes, I want to thanks Ivana and Igor for working on this at a I don't know, frenetic pace. So kudos on that, guys. It's really awesome. And we're heading into the one of the last parts of this community call, and it was about the Thales Council elections that we're having just right after this community call ends. It will start, but Pat's gonna speak a little more about that.
Yeah, so basically the elections are live from the moment like this community call started. We have officially started our next epoch of Thales Council elections. And by the way, I will also use this chance to again share my screen to for you guys that did not check it out yet, for you guys to see the new governance UI we have, and you don't need to go over to the snapshot anymore directly. You can use our governance UIs directly in the dApp to vote with your staked Thales voting power. And yeah, so basically we have 15 nominees from the community, and with this, let me just find the tip explaining this new phase in Thales governance. And yeah, so basically we have some changes, like core changes are that now the first elections were voted by SNX voting power, but this second epoch we are finally ready to roll out staked Thales as a voting power, and we chose to have weighted voting for these elections, so you can delegate and spread your votes to as many nominees as you want, as you can see on the UI. And we expanded the seats of the Thales Council from 4 to 7, with 5 votes needed for quorum. And we are putting an emphasis on increasing our community communications. Like each council member is to we want to emphasize more of the community's input, and we are going into that stage of the project where we need to kind of expand on our community governance, and we need to leave more responsibilities to the Thales Council, and that is at the core of these changes that were voted in a few days ago by this tip 10. And yeah, this epoch will last from January and until July or June. It will last for 6 months, and it's a long obligation. And we introduced also some mechanisms of removing inactive Thales Council members. So yeah, the council members can give out an unanimous vote to remove like an inactive council member if they wish. And yeah, we are calling all community members and Thales takers to vote and to participate in Thales governance. And if anyone wants to add anything more, feel free. Calling all core contributors.
Yes, yeah, I just wanted to say that it's pretty exciting that we have this second epoch for Thales Council, and I also want to use the time to thank my colleagues in the now past council, Janice and Jean-Luc. That I think they did also an amazing job in the council, and I want to give a shout out to them for just being in the first epoch.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read. Go on, but
yeah,
reading it,
I also
we have
wanted
some
to
questions.
just repeat your statement. They did an amazing job, and they are fully really amazed with how they performed, and I'm really happy that they are running for Thales Council again.
Cool. And thanks, Pat, for this breakdown of this new governance side, and also a big shout out to Vladan, who's been working on this new governance side, and it's pretty awesome. So kudos to you, mate, on this one. I'm reading up and seeing if we have some questions. Anyone else has maybe gathered some questions? I cannot see any specific ones besides the trolling and just the emojis and stuff. If any of you guys have any questions, now is the time. If not, it means we were very clear and you don't have any kind of doubts with this. And if any one of the core contributors want to speak about anything that's on their minds, or maybe share something, now it's a good time.
Yeah, maybe just to add that you can see we have a Thales Stakers tab where you can browse all the Thales stakers by separate addresses on the UI. You can increase the pagination. We have a clear view that's also showing all the ENS names also. And yeah, we are pretty happy with the result of how this turned out. And yeah, I'm extremely happy to see this next iteration of Thales governance taking a swing.
Yeah, for sure. And I missed a shout out to Ivana for the designs. I'm just reading it and I did just only the shout out to Vladan, so just please forgive me, Ivana, but also a shout out to you. Both yours designs and Igor are pretty amazing. We are glad to have you on board. Okay, I think we're reaching the end of this community call, as I don't see any questions posted on the community call chat. I don't know if Dan, maybe you have any final words or something that you want to communicate? Or anyone else?
Shout out to everyone, core contributor or community member. It's been a wild year. I believe we'll do a blog post to wrap up the year. We also want to finish strong. We want to be on Optimism. We want to have an amazing UX. I think, having shown a custom governance page, not many projects are going through that effort to ensure a better UX for their users. It's, pretty unique. So, yeah, hopefully some very good news next week. I'm out.
Yeah, and make sure to vote until Wednesday, the 22nd of December, when the polls close, and we will have our 7 new council members.
Yeah, and
yes,
15 pretty amazing candidates, and I just want to say, I'd be happy with any 7 of those 15, and I hope, the ones that don't make it don't get discouraged. They stay and continue being active. I'm sure there will be other, chances to help, to maybe even join in an official capacity. So good luck to everyone, but please don't get discouraged if you don't make it.
Awesome. Awesome words, and yeah, and it's pretty important what Dan said. Don't get discouraged and just keep around. Like you can always help from the sidelines on official capacity. But yeah, we have 15 candidates. So after we close this community call, make sure to go to the governance side and use your staked Thales for a good purpose.
And we actually have a question from JVK.
Oh,
can
cool.
people increase their voting power by claiming their pending rewards?
No. The way a snapshot works, it takes a snapshot, right? It's kind of built in the name. So a snapshot of that block, that's it. I think it's pretty amazing, you know, how it works and everything in this UI. And I love the distributed voting, honestly.
Yeah, and as Prick said, it's too hard to spread to pick just 7, and yeah, I think we will have some close battles in these elections.
Yeah, I'm amazed by the quality of the candidates, like really amazed. So good luck to everyone running, and yeah, we'll keep discussing things. And please, just a call out to everyone in the community. Just to stay a little more active in the governance channel. We're always looking for your input on TIPs, on discussion, on bringing new ideas. If you see something interesting from other projects, please bring the ideas in here, and we just can discuss it between the community. I think the power lies in what we build together, and that's the key word, together. So thank you all for being here and just in this epic journey. I think that's it, guys, and talk to you soon, and until the next community call. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, bye.
Bye.